morning, everybody, and welcome back for your weekly energy forecast and oracle reading. So as we do every week, I take cards out for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week, just to give us an idea of the energetic weather that we've got going on at the moment and how we can navigate it to our advantage. So today I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm still going to work with tarot, the Light Seers Tarot, which is just stunning. And then I'm going to work with let me just find the right box, the Angels and Ancestors. And because it's spring, I thought we'll work with the Oracle of the Fairies. And I want to work again with this deck, which is the Power of Surrender cards. So just in case it's so divine. Okay, so let's see what's going on. What energy is here for all of us today and tomorrow? What is the weather for today and tomorrow? Let's see, this one grabs my attention. We have the Four of Wands. Isn't that just a beautiful card? If you look at the card, these ladies are celebrating. They're in front of this beautiful tent and they're just celebrating their stability and their security that they've worked so hard for. It also looks like they're in a desert, and that's the last thing you'd expect to see in a desert, is celebration and this beautiful tent and all this happiness going on. So what this speaks of is making best of a shitty situation. Sorry for my French, but yes, it's despite what's going on, despite the turmoil, despite the barrenness of how life might seem at the moment, there is still good stuff happening. And I'm hearing the word emerging. So as much as, yes, the desert life might look quite dry and dusty and like nothing's really exciting and nothing's really growing, there's stuff coming to the surface here. There's a sense of renewal that spring brings, and we're in new moon in Virgo. It's a Virgo new moon at the moment. So this speaks of renewal, new growth, tending to the garden, planting your seeds, and just welcoming the new. And also I'm hearing a new attitude, a new way of thinking, a new way of being. Because at the moment, as we know in the world, there's an enormous divide at the moment. There's very much this pool of it's all awful, it's terrible, life is going to hell, it's yuck and awful and everything's going pear-shaped. But there's also another pool where but it's going to be okay. We can do this. We can rebuild. We can regroup. We can make best out of a horrible situation. And it feels like we're needing to choose this week, I'm hearing. We're needing to choose. Are we going to see the desert as a horrible place where it's just death and destruction? Or are we going to choose to build a tent and celebrate just because we can? So they're saying for the beginning of this week, we need to choose wisely. Which side of the pool are we on? Which part of the world are we on? Which belief system are we in? And I'm also hearing we need to understand the power of our own mind, in that what we make events mean. So in other words, if you're finding yourself, which a lot of us are finding ourselves in a seeming desert at the moment, what do we make it mean? Do we make it mean that we are done by and we buy into the victim story of it's all going to hell all the time for me because my life is always hell? And is that what we make it mean, right? And this is not taking away from people that are truly suffering. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm making light of that. Absolutely not. But the thing is, when we are experiencing horror in our lives, no matter what that horror is, let us be mindful of what we make it mean, right, for ourselves. Do we make it mean that this horror is the end of our lives and it's never going to be okay again? Or do we make it mean that it's a challenge, and that challenge, yes, it's tough, but it's making us grow. It's teaching us resilience. A desert teaches us resilience, right? What are we making it mean? Let's be mindful of what story we choose to attach, because once again, everything in life is ultimately neutral. We attach a story to it that it makes it mean something. So this card really talks about stability and security, no matter how the circumstances might seem. Okay, so today and tomorrow, experiencing stability, giving gratitude for the stability, no matter how it looks. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, let's get some guidance from the angels and ancestors for today and tomorrow. What guidance do the angels and ancestors have for us for today and tomorrow? Can't make this up. Isn't this stunning? We had this card the other day too. It says, Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. So once again, we have the earth element here at play. And isn't that just Virgo energy? Virgo energy is all about the goddess, the nurturing, the love. So here, yes, we might be feeling like we've been in a desert now for the past 100 years, but we can also feel nourished by that desert, because in the desert, we find lots of sunny weather, lots of it. And there's also things that we can feel nourished by. There is life in the desert, even though we might not always see it. So let us choose to feel loved and comforted by Mother Earth, by our people around us. And I'm also hearing, let us give lots of gratitude this week for Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is going through enormous shifts at the moment, enormous. So let's give her some love and some gratitude for how she nourishes us, for how she gives us food and how she gives us oxygen. Let's feel loved and nourished, and let us give gratitude. Beautiful. And all because it's spring, I thought fairy cards would be awesome. Okay, let's see. What do the fairy realm want us to know for today and tomorrow? This card says temptation. I've got to read it out. It says, are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? The fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So when I tune into the energy of this card, all right, they're saying this is to do with obsessive thinking. Again, this brings us back to the story we choose to tell. We can really get stuck into addictive ways of thinking because we're so used to thinking a certain way that we don't realize that it's a habit. So this card really speaks, they're saying clean house. It's time to clean house up here and to see, okay, where are my thoughts a bit dirty, a bit muddy, a bit obsessive? Let's shift our thinking to a mindset that is more nourishing and more comforting for us. Okay, beautiful. Now let us see, what do we need to surrender today and tomorrow? What do we need to surrender in order to navigate the weather to our advantage? What do we need to surrender? Surrender your fear of change. The card says the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation. I have faith that all is well. Surrender to the fear of change. So again, this speaks of resilience, this being in a desert and choosing to thrive, not just survive, thrive. Now this brings me to a lesson that I learned on my journey a good couple of years ago. I kept saying to myself, because I was really going through a very hard time, and I kept saying to myself, I just want to be okay. I just want to be okay. I just want to be all right. I just want to be okay. And I heard this loud voice say, but you don't want to be okay. You want to be great. You want to be awesome. You want things to be fabulous. You want the best of everything. You want to thrive, not just survive. And I thought, oh, okay, because that made sense to me, because I kept saying, I just want to be okay. And as a result, I was always just okay. And let's be real, being okay, it's not actually okay. We want more than okay. So this week, let us find the ways where we're actually more than okay. Let us put our energy there. Okay, good. Now let us have a look at middle of the week. What guidance is here now for the middle of the week? We have the 7 of Cups. If you look at this man, he's looking at these overturned, what looks like singing bowls. And he doesn't quite know which one to pick, right? So this card here is very much about emotions. It's Cups, it's the water element. So middle of the week, we might be finding ourselves feeling a little bit indecisive, a little bit uncertain. And we could be feeling uncertain because we've been in this grip of fear, the fear of change. But as we now surrender that fear of change, trusting that we're always so nourished and comforted, no matter how the desert might look like a desert, right? We need to remember we also have choices, okay? So middle of the week is asking us to really tune into how we really feel about certain situations. And this is to do with, again, cleaning house, I'm hearing, but cleaning house to do with patterns of behavior once again. So here we want to look at, am I really happy with, for example, my nutrition? Because they're saying this is a body thing. So am I really happy with my nutrition? Does my body feel happy when I consume these foods or these products or whatever I'm putting into my body? Does my body feel happy about that? Okay. If the answer is no, because the body gives a message, the body is a very accurate barometer. So if your body goes, then change it, make a decision, choose a healthier diet or whatever the case is. Also feel into your relationships, because they're saying this is a relationship clean house this week as well. Okay. They're saying first and foremost, hey, you want to be true to yourself. You want to be authentic and real. Absolutely. Okay. And feel in and say, well, is this relationship or that friendship or that partnership or whatever, does that make me feel good? Does it make me feel nourished? Thank you. Yes, no, make changes accordingly. Okay. So that it becomes, so those connections to others become more nourishing. Also consider your relationship with your own self. How good are you at nourishing yourself? Are you good at giving your body what it needs, food-wise, energy-wise, people-wise? Be mindful. Okay, so make some decisions for yourself, middle of the week. Okay, let's elaborate. What guidance is here, please, for middle of the week? Let's see what guidance is here from the angels and ancestors. We have seer. It says see beyond the current situation. So again here, as much as this gypsy lady can't really see, she's feeling. Okay, so really this middle of the week, I'm hearing the words potential to be tumultuous. Okay, but they are saying that the energy is going to be tumultuous very much in the collective, right? Because they're showing me that truths are being revealed at the moment. All sorts of things that have been hidden are going to be coming to light, right? So therefore we're going to have to be making some decisions regarding what is good and right for us, and we want to see what's really going on here, okay? And feel, and the best way to see the truth is to feel it. Again, put it inside your heart, wear it. Does it feel good? Does it feel like it resonates? Then that's true for you. For you, everybody's truth is different, okay? But if you try something on inside your heart and it doesn't gel, doesn't resonate, then it's not your truth, okay? Discard accordingly, right? So this is about really feeling into your feelings and seeing through your heart rather than trying to see through the logic all the time, which is not always accurate. The heart is the most accurate. Okay, now let us go on to the fairies. What further elaboration is here for us for the middle of the week from the fairies? We have moon energy. It says, surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. So again, we have this emotional middle of the week, not really being able to see clearly with the logic, right? It's the same as the moon. The moonlight obscures things. Things are not always clear. But during moon phases, intense moon phases, like a full moon and a new moon, which the effects of the new moon are still palpable about 3 days after the new moon. So new moon, I think, is today. It's palpable until Thursday. We can still feel it. So this will be really about trusting your intuition come midweek, about how you really feel about things, right? And then, like I said, also there's a bit of that wibbly wobbly Wednesday and Thursday. And with that, I'm hearing be wary of tiredness. You might feel a bit tired, a bit weepy. And Spirit is saying it's because it's a release. So whatever comes up for you middle of the week, if you're feeling like you need a good old cry, let it happen. Just let it be. We have to feel it to heal it. Okay, what do we need to surrender in the middle of the week here? What do we need to surrender? Surrender to the magic of who you are. Isn't this beautiful? It says we all have magic in us. Even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you're a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. How beautiful is that? So, and I'm hearing this is the magic that is being revealed here midweek. So midweek, again, we're making choices, we're making decisions, we're offloading a bit emotionally, we're feeling things. So midweek feels not really much of an action week, but more of an internal clean house. And as we clean out what no longer serves, as we release ancestral trauma, as we release our negative, obsessive thought patterning, we get rid of that. This is revealed under our magic, our true way of being, our true selves gets revealed. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now Friday and the weekend. Let's see what guidance is here for Friday and the weekend. What weather are we going to have? This one. We have the 10 of Wands. Now, if you look at this card, this lady is kind of walking along this hill. She's got what looks like a buffalo with all those things on the buffalo's back. So this card really speaks of responsibilities, duties, hard work, feeling overburdened, right? So come Friday and the weekend, it might have felt like the week was a little bit too much because they're showing we're doing intense work on ourselves this week, lots of work, right? Whether we're actually aware of it or not, the soul always knows. The soul knows what it's doing. So come the weekend, you might be feeling a little bit exhausted. I feel like I need another tarot card for this. It feels empty. We need another card. Please elaborate on 10 of Wands. Clarify the wheel. Okay. The wheel talks about luck, destiny, and timing, and movement, and things starting to change. So here, this is really causing us, again, part of the reevaluating this week is to evaluate how do we carry our responsibilities? Are we carrying responsibilities that are not even ours, right? Are we feeling responsible for everybody and their pets? We can't carry the world. And again, I'm hearing a lot of this is the collective, right? Spirit is saying on Friday and the weekend, we need to stay in our own lane, right? Do what is good and right for us. Shine our little light. Let's clean up our side of the street. Let's make sure we're okay. Then the rest of the world will be okay, right? So be wary of what you're carrying this weekend because things are about to change for the better. Here we have the wheel, okay? The wheel is turning, people. Lovely. Okay, there's that. Now let us go to angels and ancestors. What guidance is here for the Friday and the weekend energy? We have the moon again. Okay, so Friday and the weekend, it says here, pay attention, take note of your intuitive nudges, right? So when I tune into the energy of these two tarot cards here, okay, when I put these two together, this really does feel like a turning point. This feels like come Friday, there's a fork in the road here, people. Like we need to choose, you know, which side of the swimming pool are we on? Are we on the side of the swimming pool that is, well, it's all dark and dreary and heavy and nothing really exciting is happening over here, but it's familiar. So we'll keep fishing in this pool here, hoping we're eventually going to get something. Or are we going to go to that side of the pool where it's sunshine and roses and happiness and there's lots of fish swimming there and it's all peachy and great? Which side are we on, right? So we're needing to really make that choice, and how we'll know that choice is big, again, by how it feels. Okay, let's see. What guidance is here from the fairies for Friday and the weekend, please? This one grabs my attention. Shine from within. It says, looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. So this is about being really true to yourself, honoring who you are as a light being in physical form, really showing the world your authenticity, and to rise from the ashes also, I'm hearing, because again, we've been learning so much and it's time to rise out of that. Use our resilience and show the world what we've got and who we are. Lovely. Okay, what do we need to surrender for Friday and the weekend? What do we need to surrender? This one. Surrender stress. And that's exactly what this card is about. Too much burden, too much responsibility. Surrender stress. It says, take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Okay? Isn't that a beautiful card? So, right, Friday and the weekend seems to be, we're going to be feeling the stress, we're going to be feeling burdened, we're going to be feeling heavy by the collective, yes, the weight of the world, as well as everything we've been carrying and holding on to for so long, right? And Spirit is saying a lot of our health is going to really get our attention this week. So again, it brings us back to the whole, what resonates with my body right now? What am I putting in? What feels right? What doesn't feel right? Acting accordingly. So, because the wheel is turning, life is happening, life's moving forward. Which way do we want to go? Again, do we want to go to the pool where the water's dirty and smelly and the fish are dying and it's all we know? So let's stick to that. Or do we go to the side of the ocean or the pool or whatever where life is abundant? Okay. So very, very interesting week. Very action-packed, it feels like. So what I love for us for this week is the fact, number one, we are resilient. I mean, we've been through hell and back, let's be real, for the last 18 months, nearly 2 years, okay? If anything, it's made us resilient. If anything, it's made us survive and find new and even better ways of being. So let us make sure we are celebrating that this week. We are celebrating who we are, what we've become, how we've grown, how we've evolved, how much better we've made our lives, right? How much we've shifted. And also let us celebrate how loved and comforted we are by the earth, by the good that we have in our lives, okay? What else did I love here? Really surrendering our negative ways of thinking, our negative ways of processing things, our monkey mind that does the same thing over and over and expects a different result. And what I also love is there's this new us that is now emerging, these new empowered, sovereign, light beings that are having a kick-ass physical experience. We're rebirthing ourselves this week. Thank you, you could have said that in the beginning. But we had to go through the long spiel of getting there. But that's essentially what we're doing this week. We are renewing ourselves. We're being rebirthed anew. So let's celebrate that. And the Spirit is saying here loudly that there's so much support for us right now. There is so much support from the Creator, from the universe, from Spirit, from our spiritual helpers to really help us with our evolution, because we all want a different world, a different life, a better this, a better that, but we've got to do the work here first, okay? Nothing just happens because, okay? Good things happen because of the work we do here, because when we get rid of the clutter, we make space for all this good stuff to come in. So obviously we all want better and new, and we all want, you know, the best life we possibly can have, and we can have that. We've got to do the work. We've got to get rid of the clutter that's blocking the flow. We've got to get rid of the old couches before we try bring in the new upgraded ones, you see? So very interesting week this week, people. Okay, so now what we want to do now is stay tuned for the video I'll be doing later on for your astrological forecast, where you can have a look at your sign to see how this reading, how this energy relates to you on a more personal level. So be on the lookout for that when I do that later on. Okay, so once again, thank you so much all for being here, and I'm sending you so much love, and I hope you have an amazing week ahead. Take care and lots of love. Bye.